For me, I am just looking for an article to assign for our reading purposes on Mondays and Fridays. So I'm going to look for English articles, and I really want to find articles that have recommended annotations. That limits my options here. Luckily, I'm very interested in the Charlottesville, the ongoing news around Charlottesville. This article has both of those things, so I'm lucky enough that I can still select that article. I'm going to select that one. That's going to take me to the article itself. You'll see up here, you can view the different reading levels of the article. As you scroll down, you'll see the Pro Teacher resources. Again, I was saying this is a great little mini lesson planner. You can see here it has suggestions for independent work, group work, or discussions based off of this article. So again, a really helpful tool for maybe those days when you have a sub. And then we get to the actual article itself. And you will see that there are different highlights of different sections of the article. What those refer to are, or those connect to or correspond with, are the annotations that you see on the side. You'll see, here's one that I've already selected. This was a recommended annotation that I liked. You'll see that there are other recommended annotations. There are a total of 5 or 6 in this particular, looks like a total of 5 for this particular article. You can assign as many or as few annotations as you would like. I would recommend doing at least one for each article. It's a great way to get students to be paying attention while they are reading. So for example, this annotation right here says author's purpose. What is this article mostly about? And does the author seem to have an opinion on the topic? Highlight a sentence in green that supports your answer. This is a great way to get students to pay attention to the text and focus on passages that will help them answer that question, especially this idea of highlighting, getting them to really point out a sentence that matters to them, and you can look at that and give them feedback on that. When you see an annotation, you'll see that it says it's visible only to you. A recommended annotation is visible only to you. It's up to you then to decide which annotations you would like and which you'd like to assign to students. When you find one that you would like to assign, you can click on it, and you can click on the share button. That means that that is now available to the students when you assign this article. You can also edit the annotations. So for example, if I don't really like that, or maybe I just want to be really picky and I want to say red because green is lame, then I can change that. I can also create my own annotations if I would like to. I can highlight a section of the text, and I can then type in my own annotation. Okay. Now, this is the one part of Newsela that can be a little bit frustrating at the very beginning. These annotations I've assigned correspond with the max reading level. However, if I go to another reading level, for example, I go to the 551, obviously the article changes. And in addition to that, the annotations change and they no longer have been assigned. So I need to, whenever I assign an article, I need to go to each one of these grading levels and choose annotations for each one. Personally, I recommend choosing different annotations for the different reading levels. That way, a student who, let's say we have 2 students, one of them who's able to read at a max level and another student who only reads at a 550 or 800 level. If I assign the same annotations to both of those students, the person who wrote the max one might help the person do the 800 level one. Whereas if I assign different ones, then the 800 level reader has to focus on his or her article and the annotations on that level. So I'm on the 550 level right now. I need to assign my annotations. I like this one, justice. Based on this section, standing against hate, how has Mayor Gray affected by what happened in Charlottesville, Virginia? Well, I like it, but you know what? How was Mayor Gray affected by what happened in Charlottesville, Virginia? I like it, but maybe I want to modify that a little bit. I can click on share, and then I can go in there, and I could, depending on what the section is, if I know what it's about, I could change how the nation was affected by this. I could change how white supremacists were affected by this, whatever the question is that I want to ask. Again, I've already assigned my annotation at the max level. I need to go through and add my annotations for each of the other grade levels. Okay. Here's one at the 800 level. Who would agree with Mayor Gray? Who would disagree with Mayor Gray? Explain your answers. Again, this is a nice way to make sure that students at different grade levels are responding to different texts. So I can go through and do all that. The last thing I'll mention here is there is the Open Activities button that will open up the activities that have already been assigned. All the articles are going to have a writing prompt. This one comes ready to go. You can edit it, obviously, if you would like to edit it, or you can assign it as it is. There's also a quiz, a 4-question multiple choice quiz. You do not have to create those, and they are available right away. Once I have assigned all of my annotations and I'm comfortable with all of that, I can go up here to Assign To, and I can select the section, the class that I would like to assign it to. And then I can, if I would like to add instructions, I can add those in there. Otherwise, I can just hit Assign. And if for any reason I want to undo that, for example, I have assigned it and I decide, you know what, whoops, I don't think I want to do that one actually. For whatever reason, it just didn't work out. I can just go click on it again and click Unassign. So that is a tutorial there in how to assign articles using Newsela. If you have questions, please let me know and I will answer them. And if you have suggestions or tips or you find something that's particularly helpful that either I did not cover or that you just discover on your own and think, you know, this is something that everybody needs to know about, please let me know so we can make this experience helpful and enjoyable for everybody. So thank you for watching. That concludes the Newsela assigning tutorial.